House Speaker Johnson has refused to consider aid to Ukraine until the overall U.S. budget is passed. This delays the issue for at least 3 more weeks, The Hill writes. The Speaker said he wants to focus on funding the government first and only then move on to the national security package, including aid to Ukraine, Israel, and Taiwan, as well as funding for increased security along the U.S.-Mexico border. The publication reports that would push back any discussion on Ukraine to April 9th at best, when the House of Representatives is scheduled to return after the Easter recess. U.S. Secretary of State Blinken blocked the text of a G7 statement condemning Putin's election in Russian Federation. The text, which called the election a farce, was drafted by the G7 presidency of Italy and favorably noted by White House Counselor Sullivan, but the State Department found the wording of the statement inappropriate. The reason was to avoid giving Moscow an excuse to further interfere in U.S. elections, the statement quoted. Earlier, the same Sullivan said that the U.S. would view Putin as the president of Russia. Large-scale protests of farmers have started in Poland since morning. Onet reports. They have already blocked entrances to major cities, including Warsaw, Wrocław, Poznan, and Bydgoszcz. Across the country, farmers have announced protests of 70,000 people in 580 locations. A union spokesman said the farmers are against the EU's green course, imports of products from Ukraine, restrictions on livestock farming in Poland, and the dramatic situation in agriculture. Earlier, it became known that the EU would extend benefits for Ukrainian agrarians for another year, but with the right to emergency break them, including on grain exports. At the checkpoint, Medica's Szczecin at this time began blocking the movement of buses. Poles plan to allow 1 bus per 2 hours both to enter Ukraine and to leave. Carriers and citizens are urged to take this information into account when planning their trips. EU agrees continuation of duty-free export of Ukrainian agricultural products. The temporary suspension of import duties and quotas on Ukrainian agricultural exports to the EU will be extended until June 5, 2025, according to the website of the European Parliament. It is noted that if Ukrainian imports lead to significant market disruption in the EU or one of the member states, the European Commission may take any measures it deems necessary. For poultry meat, eggs, sugar, oats, corn, cereals, and honey, there is an emergency suspension of the agreement and the imposition of duties if their imports exceed the average volumes for 2022 and 2023. Images from inside an Abrams tank hit near Berdikai. The tank, hit by a drone the day before, appears to be in the gray zone. In the video, Russian military personnel jump into the tank for a few seconds, take a video, and hastily move back, apparently fearing shelling.